Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong. In this video, I'm going to take you through making a bending form for bending the sides of an acoustic guitar. Now, bending acoustic guitar sides is one of those daunting tasks, particularly for beginners who are nervous about getting the bends just right and ending up with a really nice, consistently shaped guitar. In the old days, the luthiers used a hot pipe with coals in it and bent on that. These days, the modern version is to use something like this electric bending iron. It comes with a digital temperature controller on it, so the temperature can be controlled precisely. It has a nicely shaped iron that has got various radii on it, so you can bend to any sort of curvature you want. I've had one of these for about 15 years and just recently bought a new one. But the old one was never missed a beat. They're fantastic. They're also very flexible. You can bend any kind of shape you want. You're not restricted. If you're doing a cutaway, if you're doing a small guitar or a big guitar, whatever you're wanting to bend, you can bend on one of those benders. And that's the only investment you really need to make. So the alternative modern approach is to use some sort of a bending jig and device. And it needs to have a form of some kind, something like this, that is the shape of the guitar you want to make. They're not universal. You need one of these for every shape you're going to make. So that's one of the drawbacks, but it does reduce a lot of the stress. The other thing you'll need is some sort of an electric heating blanket like this one. These are silicon heating blankets. Again, I've been using one of these for a long time. They need to come with some means of controlling the temperature. So a built-in digital temperature controller like this one, or maybe an external one that can be hooked up to this with a thermocouple of some sort. The other thing you'll need to have is some steel slats like these that are quite flexible. And what they do is you sandwich the sides and the heating blanket between the two slats when you're bending them on the bending form. In this video, we're going to focus on making the form itself. So there's the form, but we'll also be making a caul which goes in to press the waist and hold the waist in place while we bend the rest of the sides. We'll be using a template. This is the template from Guitar Templates. Guitar Templates can provide these for virtually or for all of the acoustic guitar models that they sell templates for. And they can be custom made as well if you're looking for something special. They come with the shape to bend to cut the bending form itself, and also a smaller one which is used for making the waist caul. Now, just before we get going, I want to just comment briefly on the shape of the bass. This cut out here in these three notches. Many years ago I had the LMI bender, which is now no longer available, and it came on a base that the form had to sit on, and the waist always had to be lined up with exactly where the press for the waist was. And the bass had these three bars on there, and so these templates are designed to go on one of those bases. Now, I don't have that LMI bass anymore, so I chose to make myself this mock-up of one out of some scrap wood. The reality is you don't need to bother about that cutout on the bottom at all. You can simply make it flat across the bottom. But do keep in mind that if you're going to be putting these forms into some sort of a bending device, and we'll get to that in a future video, then the waist of all the bending forms needs to line up with wherever the press for the waist is. And so some sort of means of just having the form sit in the same place so that the line where the waist is always lines up with the alignment of the waist on the bass. That's all you need. So whilst I'm making this bass with those notches in it, it's not necessary to do that. So finally, before we get going, I just wanted to also say that in another video, I will show you how we use this form and the waste caul to bend some sides. And there's going to be two approaches, both fairly simple. One is the most unsophisticated way, and you need nothing more than obviously the heating blanket and the steel slats, the bending form and the waste caul. And then we'll have a look at a slightly more sophisticated method where we have a wind down waste press, if you want to go to the time and trouble of doing that. So that'll be in another video, but now we're going to get on and make this bending form.